Hey everyone, I'm Stefan. This is Graham.
Hello.
This is Travis.
Hey.
And we're the Three Different Ones podcast. Last year we compiled a massive list of albums we like, or at least seem interested in, and now we sit amongst ourselves talking about them for your enjoyment. We also take requests for albums to review, so if you have one you'd like us to get to, please drop it in the comments. But today, we're not doing that. We are talking about one from our massive list, Todd Rundgren's third album, Something Slash Anything, clocking in at 90 minutes. It is the longest album we've done so far for the show, but I don't know about y'all. I found this pretty easy to get through. Graham, I think you've listened to this one before. What was your initial reaction after going through it for this episode?
Um. So, yeah, it's an album that I used to play it in the car a lot, actually, which is, I think, part of why I didn't notice the length so much. And then when we did it for the show, I listened to it in parts, so I kind of broke it up. But it seems to me like it would be a pretty long listen especially if it were like your first listen, and you just did it straight through. But that's interesting to hear that you didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
It does have a lot of like variety, I'll say, and I feel like my favorite songs in it are kind of spread out across. So even if there are moments that kind of drag for me, um, you know, something interesting is going to pop up. Yeah, and I don't know how many times I've heard this album, but I I am a fan of his, and I've listened to his first, four albums, mostly the first three, quite a bit. Um, yeah, I'm curious to hear what you guys thought of it, Travis.
Yeah, this was. I've heard a couple of songs off this album before, but this was my first time listening to the whole thing, and I did listen to it from start to finish in just one sitting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think it felt as long as it was, and I also agree with the bit about it has moments spread throughout, so it's like you kind of take a breather and then you're back with something that's like, ooh, I kind of like that. And then it might dip off a little and come back.
Yep.
And I do like how it was broken up into four parts. I thought that was pretty cool and creative. And
Did you like the chapter names for each of the four sections?
Yeah. I think my favorite name was The Kid Gets Heavy. I don't know. Baby Needs a New Pair of Snakeskin Boots is pretty entertaining too.
I wasn't aware of the side names until you mentioned something about the cerebral side, and
right.
I wasn't really sure what you were talking about, but yeah, and I guess that's just the thing about listening on a streaming service, is you don't get all those details. But yeah, every side has a different name, and the first one is called A Bouquet of Ear-Catching Melodies.
And that it was.
Very appropriately named.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I would like to add, too, before we get started, I had no idea that the majority of this was just entirely Todd on his own.
Yes.
As soon as I read that, I was like, okay, my appreciation for this just like quadrupled.
Yeah.
It totally changed like my perspective of how I listened to it,
Yes.
Totally. And yeah, it's side 4 where he doesn't play. So
right.
For like the first hour, just about, maybe a little north of an hour, yeah, all him playing all the instruments.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the bit about him cranking it out on Ritalin and cannabis too.
Yeah, the Ritalin bit was surprising. I didn't even know that was invented in the 70s.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that too. I was like, at least not under that name.
Yeah.
Do you remember when does he mention that in the album?
That he's on
No,
Ritalin?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think
okay.
so either.
So is that like a quote?
I read some stuff talking about he like pumped out some songs at like a stupid rate.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I attribute that to Ritalin and cannabis.
Yeah, I did hear about the Ritalin thing, and I have heard that, yeah, he was a big pot smoker. But yeah, Ritalin's basically like speed, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just
Hyper focus for
right.
Yep.
ADHD and stuff like
Exactly.
And he was basically like a college age kid when he made this, which is also impressive.
That really
Yeah.
is.
He
Like
sounds
he's 22, 23.
Making
sorry,
a 25
ignore the
song
dog.
album. You're good, man. You're good.
The other thing too, before we get into it, that I thought was really interesting was the I went back and read the Wikipedia like halfway through it, and I was like, oh man, the C major seventh, like I see the theme here, like, and I think there's a bit where he goes on to say, like, I started basically every songwriting process with that chord, and then just let my hands move from there, and that produced the song. And it's like that chord is so prominent throughout this entire thing.
Yeah.
That's an interesting note. And yeah, I can think of at least
No
a couple.
pun intended.
Right. That's interesting. So was that something you, like an interview you read of his?
Yeah, I just I saw it on the Wikipedia for it.
That's really cool. I love hearing.
Yeah,
The
exact quote is, they were all basically starting out with C major seventh, and I'd start moving my hand around in predictable patterns until a song came out.
That was pretty awesome. And none of the songs sound alike. It just goes to show that you can get a lot out of one chord.
Right. The Ramones, man.
Yeah.
So, part one, Bouquet of ear-catching melodies.
Yes.
What'd y'all think of the opener? I Saw the Light.
Love it.
Love it.
Stefan.
No, I like it. It was not it was kind of easing me into the album. Yeah.
Love was not the word.
No, I mean, I like it. It's fine. It was not my favorite on the Bouquet section is all. Graham, why the love, man?
I mean, first of all, I just think it's a great song. It's catchy. There's so much going on with all the instrumentation and the backing vocals, and especially knowing that that's all him, doing overdubs, and is even more impressive. But yeah, there's just all kinds of like weird little details and noises. These little kind of these almost like bell sounds or like little chimey sounds.
The bells come up a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I'm always a fan of bells for some reason.
Huh?
It's just a cool song, and it doesn't really like fit in with he's thought of as a rock artist, I guess, but he doesn't really fit into a genre. Like, this kind of has a bit of almost like a soul type vibe to it.
It kind of seems poppy to me, honestly.
Definitely.
The entire album.
Yes.
Definitely.
This track was, I had heard this song before.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the bass line. It had a solid bass line, and I don't know if this song just it sounds very early 70s to me,
Yeah.
It's very of the times.
Yeah, if you could pretty easily say, yeah, that's 70s, even if you didn't know.
Right. What about you, Stefan? You said you liked it.
I think it's really good. It's it's a song driven by the piano, which I hear Todd Rundgren, I think guitar, and I always forget that he is more. I know he can play it. I mean, he can play everything, obviously, but I think isn't his forte the piano? Is that his primary instrument?
That's a good question. Like, I know on his first album, it's him sitting there playing a piano on the cover.
Yeah.
And he kind of always had little piano parts. I want to say he was a guitar player first because he was in this band called the Naz or
Right.
Naz, where I don't think there were any pianos and that stuff. I did read something saying like, I think maybe around the time of making this album, he was getting more into piano and like composing on the piano.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's great at it, regardless. There's a couple artists from the 70s that I think, I'm not sure what the order would be, but either they borrowed from him or he borrowed from them. But that those crisp piano chords, it's pretty much perfect, easy listening music. And this is
It is easy listening. That's a very good descriptor.
Yeah. But I mean,
I don't know. I almost think of easy listening as kind of stuff that I like to avoid, you know? Like it has kind of a soft rock connotation or something like.
Yeah, that's true. That Jackson Browne album, I'd say, is a lot more easy listening than this. I take that back.
I feel like this has.
I don't think easy listening is bad, honestly. This is.
Yeah, maybe it's got a bad like. I associate it with negative things for some reason, but yeah, I mean, if you know, it's a chill vibe, man.
It is. I mean, it's like you said, it's a really good song. It's a great opener. Like, and the fact that it's I guess maybe easy listening has the connotation of like it's maybe trying too hard to be radio friendly, and I guess I can see. I mean, Todd Rundgren is definitely the kind of artist who would want to avoid that, but we can get into that later. We got to keep going through this thing because we got 5 more songs.
We got a long way to
go. Wouldn't have made any difference. Spicing things up with those hand drums in this one, and continues to. He mixed his voice so beautifully on this part of the album. All the backing vocal stuff. It sounds great. He's got an awesome voice.
He does. I'm a big fan of his voice.
You get some nice bells here.
Oh yeah, yes, you do. I find this song like kind of bordering on cheesy.
The sappy stuff turned me off big time. Any of the sappy tracks, this included, I just really didn't care for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds nice, and but it's a little. I think those chimes at the beginning particularly offend me.
Offended by the chimes.
The first part of the song, there's like a weird snare placement that I really liked. Like 1, 2, like a bum bum.
Yeah, he commented
like real
about
offbeat, and I thought that was cool.
He recorded the drums first on every track.
Mm-hmm.
Which is an interesting. He didn't play to a click. He was like humming songs in his head. And I have noticed listening to this album before that he does kind of get a little off sometimes, but I don't think that really detracts.
Right. I like the organicness of that.
Yeah, I agree.
The little trippy synth run in there too. The
oh yeah. There's fun stuff like that to kind of.
Right.
Catch your ears. Stefan, did you like this song?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Did it make any difference for you in the mix of this album.
Oh no. No.
How about Wolfman Jack? That was a pretty serious contrast coming from that.
Yeah, this one was goofy. This and It Takes Two to Tango were very strange.
Yeah. It's a weird album. He's a weird artist.
Yeah.
Dude, I think this is where Lars Ulrich got his Saint Anger trash can sounding snare from.
Wolfman Jack.
Yeah.
There are some weird and kind of not great sounding drums on this album. I don't always hate that though.
No.
This I don't know, this is kind of a fun track. Like
it is. It's upbeat.
Bouncy. Yeah.
Again, it's just impressive to think that it's just one guy.
Oh yeah.
My favorite part, I put voice crack central.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That hit way too close to home for me.
Hey.
Hey man, he was 22. He's got kind of a funny voice, and we hear a speaking voice later in the album.
We
like
do,
that.
and he sounds like such a weeb. It's great.
A weeb.
Yeah.
What is a weeb?
Just a nerd, a geek, a Poindexter, you know?
What's the difference between a dweeb and a weeb?
It's the same fucking thing. Like, there's no difference. No, Wolfman Jack is goofy, which made Cold Morning Light a very a weird placement. It's a little more downbeat.
Yeah.
First three.
Definitely.
Got a little. I couldn't tell if that was a real flute or he simulated the sound on a keyboard. But when that thing came in, I was like, okay, this is going to be a little different. We're getting a little more serial on track number 4.
I've always kind of liked this one.
Yeah.
I like the progression about a minute into it. Or, I'm sorry, a minute out from the end.
Oh, okay.
Towards the end there. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like different, different stop downs and goes into kind of double time or kind of plays with the song structure in a lot of these.
Right.
It kind of goes in the same category of it wouldn't have made any difference. Like it's a ballad, but I just think it's a lot better than that.
Yeah, I agree.
Song. And I 100%. Enjoy the flute. I like the flute too.
Oh, me too.
Is it a skin?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
It is a skin.
Very mature here on 3 different ones. Always classing it up.
Oh, man.
Any idea what that weird rattling sound was at the start of Takes Two to Tango?
Dude, that harmony.
I don't know specifically. Wait, did you just do harmony with yourself?
Between you and I, we both went.
Oh.
You went, and I went.
Nice.
Album will be dropping very soon.
The harmony bras. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's kind of a rattle sound. Probably some kind of percussion.
I just put keys intro. Didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it was.
I did not tango.
Yeah, it was not. Didn't enjoy this one too much.
This one's all right for me. I think if we're gonna go kind of side by side, track 2 is my least favorite.
Yep.
I like this one. I Saw the Light's definitely my favorite on this side. Are y'all ready for track 6?
Sure.
Sweeter Memories.
Yeah.
Put nice a lot. Nice keys, nice harmonies, nice guitar tone towards the end.
Serious flashbacks to Jackson Browne on
this.
I was
super laid back.
Using similar adjectives with this one.
This is the one where he has a bit of a guitar solo, doesn't he?
Yep. At the end.
Yes.
That's really nice, and he's a good guitar player.
It's the teaser for the cerebral.
It was.
So, okay, how would y'all rank part 1 out of the fours now that we've made it through part one?
Um,
I'll go first. It's my least favorite.
I think it might be mine too, and I still like it a lot. But of the four, I think I'd have it at the bottom.
Which is so interesting to me to come out consistently weaker than the entire remaining 3/4. I mean, maybe you didn't see it that way. That's just for me personally.
Yeah, it's not my least favorite side. I'll tell you what that is later. But yeah, I mean, I Saw the Light was a major hit for him. I don't really know if the other songs got airplay, but leading off with that track makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure about the rest.
Yeah,
right.
And then, yes, the cerebral side.
For the cerebral side.
Starts off with some speaking, which we'll get more of later in the album. Yeah. And that stupid game, What Sounds of the Studio. I mean, he just sounds like such a geek in there. He was great.
a little cheesy.
Yeah.
Interesting though.
Yeah.
I did note some of the things he mentioned in some of these tracks that follow.
Yeah. I didn't I've never really tried to find those things. Except maybe in that next track, Breathless, but I've never really been able to find a lot of it. I think it's kind of a fun idea for an album or for a song to just be like, "Hey, let's play a game," and I don't know. I kind of
test your speakers.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy quirky stuff like that, and yeah, he has a funny sounding voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it goes into Breathless, which it reminds me a lot of Mario Kart.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
No joke, though. The synth work.
Yeah.
I just put LOL halfway through.
Yeah. I know. It towards the end, it goes into this real peppy, you just won the race or something. And
yeah.
The punch that he talks about, the punch sound in the intro song.
Oh, yeah.
About 45 seconds out from the end of this song, there's that that real quick thing, and I was like, interesting. I see what's going on here. I thought Breathless was a great change of pace.
One of my favorite songs on the album.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
It got me excited for the cerebral side.
I'll just spoil it now. This is my favorite portion of the album, cerebral side.
It's got say my favorite song on it, maybe my second favorite song. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that is. I think I have a guess, but let's continue.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the night the carousel burned down?
It's got the keyboard really takes the mood down. It's, I mean, obviously with the name like this, you should expect a pretty somber song, but between that and the bass, I mean, it was just bringing me down pretty hard.
What do you guys think was a darker night? This one or the one they drove Old Dixie down?
Oh, definitely the carousel. Definitely the carousel. Come on.
A comparison of nights.
I would carousel above Dixie. Just that's just me though.
Right. In this track, I don't know, intro got me so fixated on sounds. I noticed a lot of panning and swelling, and there was a bunch of clipping on the kick. Which I was like, okay. Interesting choice.
Yeah, it's definitely got some rough edges, the sound of this album.
And
that could be partially because of budget, or just it sounds like he was kind of rushed in making this, and he was on speed.
I kind of wondered if intro came after all of this was written, and it was like, these are the places I fudged, and now I'm going to make it seem intentional.
I'd bet on that. I think that's probably accurate.
Man, I've never thought about that, but that's brilliant.
It is. I mean, props to him if that was the case. Props if it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't lose.
It works either way.
I've got to say, I don't think the Carousel is like one of my favorite tracks on here, but I always enjoy kind of has that magical mystery tour, Sergeant Pepper vibe, where it's like kind of a carnival-y sound and just, kind of psychedelic and dreamy. There's some fun little sections in this song.
Yeah,
so
I would agree.
So far, side two's starting off strong.
So you mentioned earlier that you liked that all the songs sounded different on this album.
Yeah.
Saving Grace is where I have to disagree. This, to me, blended with a lot of side one tracks, I thought.
Yeah, it gets pretty upbeat, doesn't it?
I don't remember.
This, yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, like, and I wouldn't say that there's, no similarity between these tracks.
Right.
There's just a good variety. Maybe I should kind of alter what I initially
agree with that.
Said,
Definitely.
but there's such a crazy like monster sound voice at the beginning of this.
Yeah, and I was hoping we'd get more of that, but it just kind of jumps into this kind of happier pop song, and it's still okay. But I was ready for a full listing of just weirdness in the cerebral side. I was
right.
I guess I kind of was a little crestfallen listening to Saving Grace.
I actually love this song.
Really?
Not bad.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of it. And
I'm going to have to re-listen to it.
And I mean, it's, it might not be your thing. It is, kind of upbeat, not super complicated. It does start on a C major 7, I think. That's when you said that. That's the song that popped into my head. I don't know. I've always dug it. I think he sounds great. I think it's a good little simple kind of bouncy piano thing. You guys didn't do much for you.
It was okay.
It's still a good song. It was so surprising and jarring that it kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still good. It's still good. Mm-hmm. It does not bring down the cerebral side for me.
Yeah. What about Marlene? Sappy. Here we go with the sappy track.
Yeah.
There was a lyric that kind of took me out of the song a little bit. There's a very, with all I don't know if it was bells or maybe he had like a glockenspiel or a marimba or a xylophone, something. There was a very dreamlike quality to a lot of the music on this song.
Mm-hmm.
And then he throws in that and it's all about like the dream woman, and then he brings in that lyric, "I don't need no fantasies," and I was like, Jesus Christ! Like he just had to be cute, didn't he? He just had to do that.
There's the sap.
Yep. Yep. Slurp it up.
It's weird. I feel like he seems like he's got such like a sense of humor and is kind of cynical, like when you hear him talk. And
yeah,
I thought so too.
Yeah,
I kind of almost wonder if there was some kind of like irony that he was.
I was gonna say, is it like satirical?
Yeah, and I don't know. Like, he sounds like he's always kind of been a fan of like the ballad, and like his first album, I think, is called The Ballad of Todd Rundgren. Sorry, that's his second album. The first one is called Runt.
Maybe he's just a master troll.
A man after mine own heart.
You could definitely. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's weird that you say that though. That and I believe you that he's talks about being a fan of the ballad because it's like he seems to kind of shrug off the label of like the pop singer and the pop artist. Like he seems very wary of labels, which between that and his Ritalin, like this guy should have a pretty strong foothold in the millennial audience.
Oh, because he's into ballads.
Well, yeah, that, and he's just like he doesn't want to be. I think someone branded him as like the male Carole King earlier, and it really bothered him. People saw him that way, and like I think after this album, like a lot of the stuff he produced, it was not these 3 to 5 minute pop songs. Like he really tried to kind of branch out and put some arm's length between him and the genre that people were kind of pigeonholing him in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the next album in particular is really crazy. A Wizard, a True Star. That's a nutty album, and the cover is awesome.
Oh, nice.
It kind of looks like the album sounds.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you're right about him kind of never really liking to be labeled or to kind of stay in one lane. Like he's done like some like I want to say like rap influenced stuff and like almost like club music, which I don't think it's very good, but it's just kind of interesting that he's always kind of tried to push the boundaries.
He strikes me as a true artist.
Yeah.
Just very adventurous.
I'd say that's accurate.
Yeah.
I respect it, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Song of the Viking made me laugh.
Love it.
Dude, I was cracking up.
Yeah.
Love it.
I did too.
Yeah.
I get a good chuckle out of this one.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And still, really, I mean, I honestly enjoyed the song. I mean,
yeah, I know. I did
fun piano. I mean, it's just
he just doesn't care.
It's a sea shanty. Like it's a bona fide sea shanty in the middle of the cerebral side of this album, and it's just fun. Good time.
I love that it's on the cerebral side too.
Yes.
Which makes me think Graham is seriously onto something, like with just some of the irony and whatnot. Like this guy seems extremely witty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. I think he's always kind of playing with what he could do.
Don't really know what's serious and what's not, or if any of it is, or if all of it is.
Right. Yeah, this sounds almost like Syd Barrett, like, goofy, like just trippy weirdness. It is kind of a funny song that I don't always listen to all the way through. But kind of a weird curveball.
Yeah.
After Marlene.
Yeah. And right before I went to the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might be my favorite song on the whole album.
Bass. Oh,
I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Well, it's between this and another one, which we'll get to.
Okay.
I really liked this song a lot.
This one's cool.
And
it's on a killer guitar solo.
It seemed very different from everything that came before it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The vocal style I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And that reverby piano.
Yeah.
You get some big sounds on this thing.
Yeah.
It's a heavy one.
Yeah, I like the weird, almost like gurgling ambient sound about midway through.
Gurgling?
Yeah. Just musical flushing going on. Oh, just so weird.
Dude, it's the perfect like precursor to The Kid Gets Heavy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
almost should have led that off, you know.
I know. It's like, man, should that have opened The Kid Gets Heavy?
No, because I think Black Mariah is a bit heavier than I Want You
Yeah.
to Mirror.
Yeah. Very soulful.
Yeah.
That's for darn sure. I like the tone in this too.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a cool guitar player. I feel like I kind of forget that.
A lot of soloing going on in this song. I didn't realize till I finished the album. This is actually the longest song on Something Anything. It did not feel like it.
No.
The song blew by for me. I really liked it.
Yeah. How long is it? Like 5:40?
Just,
5.5,
just over
5:20.
just over 5 minutes, like 5 and 2 seconds, something like that. It's not
Oh,
long.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Which is interesting because The Kid Gets Heavy is the shortest section.
Oh, good point. I didn't realize that.
5 tracks as opposed to 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Travis, I was thinking maybe this was your favorite, but it's
Black
not.
Mariah?
Yeah.
Or Maria? No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not
Right.
even the battle for position 2. But position 2 is on The Kid Gets Heavy.
It might be my favorite song too.
I bet it is. We'll see.
I'm
We'll see
I'm
here
guessing
shortly.
I'm guessing it's not One More Day. That's your
It
favorite
is not
song.
at all.
No.
What the
Not
hell
a
is that
chance.
song? What the hell is that song?
It shouldn't be.
Dude, what? Okay, this definitely lends credence to Graham's argument that Rundgren is kind of fucking with the listener. Right
Yeah.
here. Home for Christmas? Are you kidding me? Like, what? I had to like rewind it like 3 times and look up the lyrics. I was like, that's not what he's saying.
Oh, it's what he's saying.
It is what he's saying.
Yeah, and I thought it was hilarious because it's like The Kid Gets Heavy, and we're talking about Home for Christmas.
Yeah, I think
Just dying.
he's kind of goofing. I think like
yeah,
gotta be.
The lyrics in this song, are pretty odd and seem like he's kind of playing some character almost.
Top tier shit posting is what this song is.
He's like, I went to see the first lieutenant. Like, what's he talking about, man?
Yeah.
One more day, man. No word.
I actually don't mind this song that much.
Me neither.
It doesn't. It's not a favorite by any means, but kind of a little odd one.
Yeah, it's
His
a
voice
decent
sounds
song.
good. Yeah. Now,
couldn't I just tell you?
Is this your favorite, Travis?
It's not, but I did like this song a lot.
Oh, damn.
Is this your favorite, Graham?
It's probably my favorite on the album.
Yeah.
It sounds so different from everything else on the album.
This is a rock song.
Which I was going to say, it's interesting to me that this is your favorite on the album because it seems pretty inconsistent with the album.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's a great song, though. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Badfinger or somebody like that who he worked with them, he produced them.
Right.
Maybe he was trying to do kind of a like a jangly kind of power pop song.
Mm-hmm.
Was power pop really a thing when he produced this album?
I want to say no. Like I feel like that.
I just clicked
72?
I was just looking into the song a little deeper, and it says on a television performance from that year, Rundgren introduced "Couldn't I Just Tell You" as part of the latest musical trend, power pop.
Oh, okay.
This song became influential to artists in the genre.
Oh,
all right.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, it's interesting to know when these terms were first coined, like power pop or grunge. A lot of times it's like after the genre kind of started.
Right.
But
Yeah.
no, that was a good question. And I'm into the power pop thing.
Dude, also considered jangle pop.
Yeah, I've heard that. Heard that.
It's a better name.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other bands that fit into that. Like Beatles have some songs, and I feel like a lot of '90s artists were kind of power poppy, like
For the
Fountains of
70s.
Wayne.
Yeah. For the 70s, I mean, Badfinger is definitely the first one I think of. Would Cheap Trick be power pop?
Yeah, you could call them that.
Apparently, there's different waves of power pop, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, the Knack.
Because you've got, it says The Who, Beatles, Beach Boys, Birds.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah. Oh, yeah, Cheap Trick is grouped into the late 70s there. The Romantics.
Even REM gets thrown in there.
My Sharona.
Green Day and Weezer.
Yep.
Diet Sig. I don't know what that is.
I did like the song, though. Are you surprised this was not the song I was referencing?
No, I don't think totally surprised, but I was like, when I found out that the other one wasn't, I was like, I wonder if it's this.
Yeah.
Because it has some sick, like, I love the guitar parts in this.
Yeah.
Like, he does this weird thing on acoustic where it just sounds like a bunch of acoustic guitars doing this, like, little one-note thing.
Right.
I just think it's a great song.
It is.
I enjoyed it, too.
Yeah.
Really cool.
What about Torch Song?
This is not your favorite.
No, it's not. At all.
He's swinging the other direction again. Fun, quick, catchy thing. And couldn't I just tell you? And he's downshifting on the Torch Song.
Yeah. Another ballad, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
These ballads don't do it for me.
Yeah, I kind of like. I think the one part of the song I like is towards the end where he kind of hits like a high note. I've always kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, I still think it belongs in the Kid Gets Heavy section.
Yeah.
I think it works.
I love that name.
Me too.
The Kid. Well, then I guess we've narrowed it down, Travis, to your favorite track.
It might be my second favorite. I don't know. It's either favorite or second favorite, but I loved this song.
That makes total sense to me.
Dude, I described the riff as slimy.
Yeah,
just loved it. It was so different.
Yeah, nothing on this album sounds like that.
No, not at all.
Very fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know.
The Kid probably gets the heaviest here.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Maximum heaviness.
Just thick as hell.
Yep.
I loved it.
Yeah. It's perfect send off for this section for sure. I love Todd Rundgren's voice, but I like that most of this song was just the instruments.
To me it was. I mean, I kind of lost track just because it is a little long, and it's hard for me to remember specifically what was in what. But
sure,
I just remember this one kind of standing out to me as like, I don't know, the greatest musicianship, in my opinion.
Sure, he really shows off some guitar skillage,
some weird stuff.
Oh yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah. What was I hearing there?
There was a car outside my apartment.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a ghost.
No.
I did too, man. Ooh. Craig is
he's
being reanimated.
Dude, how about part 4? Baby needs a new pair of snakeskin boots.
I think the overture, like the intro, was probably added after all the songs were recorded.
Yeah, that's a weird track. Weird.
I mean, it's 2 tracks, honestly.
It's
Oh yeah.
oh dear.
Oh, sorry guys.
No,
You're good. You're
I
good.
don't know. That must have
You're
been
good.
Craig.
friggin' Craig, man. This one, yeah, sounds like an outtake. Like it sounds like it was recorded on like a phone.
I have to ask because looking at some of the info on this track, it says messing with the kid. Did he
Mhm.
refer to himself as the kid?
No, this is a. I mean, this is a Mel London song, and this was written way before this album.
Right,
was
but
recorded,
did
wasn't it?
Todd Rundgren refer to himself as the kid? Like, because
That's
Not that I'm aware.
the kid gets heavy. Is he referring to like him getting into heavy stuff, like on that part of the album, or?
it sounds like he is there at least, and
then messing with the kid. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I don't. That's very possible. Yeah, maybe that was a nickname. I mean, I'm guessing. Yeah, because he was so young, like when he became a thing in the music industry, like producing and whatever. Maybe people were like, this is one groovy kid.
I just
They
looked
weren't
up.
wrong.
I looked up his nicknames, and the main one is the Hermit of Mink Hollow.
Oh,
That's an
He has-
amazing nickname.
yeah. He has an album called that, and apparently that's like where he lived.
Interesting.
I think he had a studio there, like a home studio. But yeah, maybe he gave the nickname to himself. I don't know. He definitely liked it.
Right. Sorry, not to derail.
No,
You're good.
I
We're
love
almost done.
nicknames.
How about the Kansas cover?
I think I like this more. I think I like this more than the Kansas's version of this song.
This was Sac City right here.
That was. It was. They bring in the brass section. Graham, is this your least favorite part of the album? The fourth section.
Oh yes, for sure. What do y'all think? Did y'all say side 1 was your least favorite?
I did. I actually kind of enjoyed a few of these songs.
Yeah,
I thought it
would
was a
say
fun
my
outro.
second least favorite, though.
Yeah, this one, I don't know. There's 1 or 2 songs on here that I think are pretty good, but
Piss Aaron and Slut, I'm sure.
oh, Piss Aaron,
Dude,
that's
the greatest lyrics ever.
Yeah. Do y'all like the that pedal steel that's pretty much dominating this song? Aaron?
Oh yeah, and this is where side 4 is where the rest of the band joins in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the slide it's kind of his Boogie with Stu, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's a little better than Boogie with Stu, but I appreciate your point.
It sounds like something in a musical,
Yeah,
like
honestly, like I just pictured him like frolicking through like school hallways, singing
yeah,
song, pissing in the hall, like
right.
What the hell?
It's just kind of like the comic relief part of like I don't know.
There's a lot of comic relief in this.
This whole fourth side of the album is comic relief. I mean, all the freaking talking at the beginning of these songs.
Yeah, with the exception of the next one, probably.
This is another song that made me think, man, this sounds like a lot of other songs on here. Like
Hello, It's Me?
Yes.
I think, it kind of fits in with the
side 1 or section 1, part 1.
This song and the first track, damn, what's it called? Oh, I Saw the Light.
Yeah,
those 2 are the biggest songs on this album.
Yeah,
I've always. Did we want to say any more about old Piss
Piss double A Ron.
Just that I think
Piss
Tom
Dave.
Waits heard that song and thought, I'm going to do stuff like this. That's all I had left to say.
Yeah, yeah. He's an influential artist, Rundgren.
For sure. For sure.
And yeah,
But
some
yeah.
people are into that theater.
They are. They are. Did y'all check out the original version of Hello, It's Me that Rundgren recorded with Naz?
I did not, but I have before.
Yeah.
I did not.
I think I like the Rundgren version more. It's slower, more piano led. I think I liked it more than the Naz one, honestly.
Yeah, I think this is a great song, and I'm sure y'all will agree that it has strong '70s vibes to it. But
Yes.
I think the vocal is great. I love the bass line. It's just I don't know, man. It just works for me. This is a probably top 3 track on the album for me.
Dang.
It was up there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's interesting is the 3 songs, like if you're looking on the Wikipedia, the 3 songs that have hyperlinks are I Saw the Light, Couldn't I Just Tell You, and Hello, It's Me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of a mainstream guy.
No.
I mean, you did shit on easy listening music at the start of the episode.
That's interesting.
Were they singles or something? Or
I know Hello, It's Me and I Saw the Light were. Let me see. I could see the other one being that.
Couldn't I Just Tell You?
Yeah, Couldn't I Just Tell You was a single as well.
Okay. Well,
and so was Wolfman Jack, man.
That makes sense.
Wolfman
Jack.
with
Wolfman.
Breathless. Breathless was the B-side to that.
Really?
Yeah, the B-sides were Marlene, Wolfman Jack, Cold Morning Light, and Breathless.
That is a pretty interesting mix.
Wolfman.
Yep.
How about Some Folks Is Even Wider Than Me?
Sack City, bro.
Yeah.
Gene Dinwiddie just ran roughshod over this whole freaking song.
Dude, some pretty good guitar work in this one.
Yeah, I'd agree. Is that like Rick Derringer? Because he played on this album.
I think that's right. I think that's him.
In this song?
Actually, maybe he's not.
He's in Dust in the Wind.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's probably Todd then, I'm guessing.
This is Ralph Walsh.
It says he's on guitar. I don't know if it's who's lead, really. It doesn't specify.
It's Joe Walsh's brother, Ralph.
Yeah. Yeah. The most talented of the Walsh brothers.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
No,
yeah. Interesting song.
Yeah, not a huge fan of this one, even though
it does kind of beat me down. I mean, the lyrics are a little eye rolling, and God, I mean, Dinwiddie's great, but God, that saxophone just goes on a little bit too long.
Yeah, agreed.
A little bit.
Oh, is Dinwiddie the
sax player?
Okay, yeah. Gene Dinwiddie.
Yep.
It's a fun name.
It is. It's a great name for a sax player. Okay. On You Left Me Sore, I was honestly with him for all like the talking, like inside the studio audio for a bit. On this one, it really did start to grate on me. Like they talk and then they start playing and then no, we're gonna stop.
Yeah.
And they start again and then they stop and they start again and then they like it was wearing out its welcome for me.
I was not a fan.
Yeah. Can't defend it at that point.
Is this about an STD?
I I guess it could be. I don't think it was too on the nose if he was going for that. It sounded like first listen, it sounded like a song about kind of generic heartbreak. Are there any lyrics that you picked out that?
Oh, sorry. I think I cut out for a second.
Oh, you're good.
I was like, man, they really laid out on me there.
No. Still here. Still here. You're good.
No, I don't know. I could see him.
Oh, but yeah. I thought like maybe this was about like a woman who has like real like rough sex or something like that. I mean, I absolutely was. I was waiting for the like the double entendre to show up or some kind of hint as to what it was. But I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
It still could be, I guess, and he just masked it really well. But I didn't pick up on anything.
Yeah. The closing bit is that helps to relieve the pain, but now I know no good ever comes from love on a one-night stand.
There you go. There you go.
I think that's what...
Just playing some angles here.
Yep.
And then...
love is infectious.
Yeah, this one... I don't have a ton to say about this one, but...
No.
Yeah,
I could... if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, the delicately named follow-up to...
Yep.
More talking.
First of all,
he wanted to change the name of the album to Throw Money.
Yep.
That's a good album name.
Yeah.
I thought it was a decent closer. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just like it was so random. It was such
It was.
it's super high energy, and like I almost had like an Elton John vibe off this song.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like this is a very it would not. This just does. It's a very diverse album, certainly, but I don't know. I guess I think I was expecting something weirder to end this thing, but hey, he surprised me yet again. So gotta give him props for that.
Yeah, this last side with the band is like kind of straightforward, even though it's goofy. Like musically, it's just kind of a lot of the same, like the sax, and I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah. Does it bring down the album for you?
A little bit. I feel like if this had been kind of condensed to the highlights, I would probably give it a bit of a higher score. You guys ready to score this thing?
Let's do it.
I think so.
Stefan, you go.
I gotta say, I think I gotta go 8 out of 10. I was the fact that it literally just kind of blew by on me. I mean, I could not believe how fast I went through this album, and like I was on the edge of my seat, like because he kept surprising me, and I was never bored. I was never checking my watch. I wasn't like watching the clock or anything, which I've done on some albums that are much shorter than this one. I mean, I think that there's even the stuff that I'm not as high on, like the variety of it really kept me engaged with it. And I don't know, even the songs that I didn't enjoy as much as the others, I still think they're well put together. And, and I'm taking out the fact that he is a multi-instrumentalist and like, 3/4 of this he did by himself. I mean, like the songs themselves, like I think they stand on their own. So yeah, I rate it pretty highly, honestly. Thought it was great. Graham, cool. What about you?
I'm glad you dug it. I like this album a lot too. I might give it a 7.5. I think it's a little too inconsistent for me. It kind of drags a bit, but there's the stuff that's good on here is really good. And yeah, I'll give it a 7.5, maybe an 8 on a good day. Trav?
This was a weird one for me because I feel like I'm going to score it higher than my enjoyment level, and I don't think I've done that with any albums that we've reviewed yet.
Yeah.
I would give it an 8, honestly. Yeah. Just sheerly for, I don't know, I was just so impressed with what it was. You know? I mean, like Stefan said, not considering all those things, well, for me, considering all those things, it just kind of made it for me. It just made me appreciate it so much more. And it's like, I don't know, it gave me an alternate perspective on it. And I enjoyed it. I'm glad I listened to it. I definitely go back through and listen to some specific tracks, but I don't know that I'd sit down and give it a full run through again. But yeah, I'd give it an 8, honestly. I thought it was a great overall album. It was pretty well structured and put together. I don't know. There were so many cool artistic components to it that I really, really appreciated.
Yeah, I'm glad both of you guys dug it. I was gonna recommend one track to you off the previous album called "Bleeding." Okay. I feel like it kind of has a similar. Just check it out. It doesn't quite fit in with the rest of the Todd Rundgren catalog. Really good.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. I don't think we have any of his other albums on this list, do we?
Not that I'm aware.
Yeah. Well, it could be fun to do the next one, or
we could change that. We could
maybe
do another
one of his dubstep albums.
One of his albums with Nas, not Nas,
right,
with Nas.
Right. Yeah.
His Illmatic collaboration.
I think it's White Knight that came out in 2017 that was interesting.
A huge commercial success.
Yes. It has Trent Reznor on it, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see. There are so many huge artists love Todd Rundgren. Like y'all were saying it earlier, he is so influential on so many different artists. Like people I would never expect.
Yeah, I think that's true. And by the way, I don't think it's White Knight. I think it's an album called Global that for some reason I remember hearing when it came out. And yeah, y'all should check that out for research.
Yeah, for sure.
It's goofy.
Yeah, okay, I'll check that out. I was just reading like his more recent wiki stuff, and I just saw that he's as of what is this? He just released a single back in April.
I'm not surprised by that.
Me neither.
He reunited with Sparks 50 years after producing their debut album, releasing a single, "You Fandango."
Huh.
And he did something with collab with Weezer. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, I could see that.
Wow. I'll check him out.
Yeah, he's got a shit ton of albums. If you look at his wiki.
Okay. Yeah. It's a very impressive discography.
Yeah. And I'm really only familiar with the 70s stuff.
It was kind of surprising to see that he's fairly ambivalent about the success and the influence of this album, Something Anything.
Yep.
Doesn't dislike it from what I can tell, but he's I don't know. It feels like he's kind of, Travis was saying earlier, he is a true artist, and it kind of seems like that. Like he is always moving on, always looking to, innovate, reinvent himself. And even if I didn't like his music, I feel like you'd have to respect that.
Absolutely. I think you're spot on with that.
I have to just add one last note.
Yeah.
That White Knight thing you're talking about. I looked it up. You know how that trivia thing you brought up the other day, you're like, who's the artist? So in White Knight, he collaborates with Reznor Robin, which is who you were asking me about.
Oh.
Daryl Hall, Joe Walsh. Dude, what an interesting mix.
Damn funk. Yeah, Robin did come up during trivia. And I still don't really know who that is, but it's some Swedish pop star or something. Russian.
Okay.
Well, Stefan, send us off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is Thank you all for the episode on what has been our longest album so far. As always, like, subscribe, share the episode, talk about us, ask people about 3 different ones, get them into us, we'll be back soon with more albums, and someday we'll stop talking about music from the 70s. We'll see you next time.